Hello guys, welcome back to Sun Crypto. It is March 17th, 2020, 5:34 p.m. Eastern Time. Current price of BTC at 54.74 on Bitstamp. In today's content, guys, we're going to talk about BTC on the macro scale. We're just going to focus on the macro scale. And before we get started, I just want you to guys focus on three numbers, okay? I want you to focus on 1.27. That's an ugly 7, right? 1.41, right? 1.618, right? 1.618, right? So I forgot how to write 1.618. 1.618 and 0. Actually, I'm going to add 0.618, right? So I want you to focus on these four numbers, right? And at the same time, I'm going to talk about something very, very important on the macro scale, which is something like most people don't talk about much. Most traders don't talk about much, right? But it is going to be on the macro scale. It is going to be very, very, very important, right? It is start with a V and it is volume. Okay, so these are the four basically these are the two topics we're going to be talking about. One, it is going to be 1.27, 1.41, 1.618 and 0.618. Okay, and also we're going to talk about volume to come from. The volume, it is nothing but to come from like what we're going to be talking about in this range. So it is going to be a very interesting update. Okay, so this update at the same time, it is not about whether BTC is going to be going back up to 10k or 11k or going to the moon or to the doom, right? So it is none of that. It is just to basically give you the macro picture within the next let's say 4 to 6 months or even one up to a year. What could we expect for BTC to be doing, at least for the short term, right? So if you're looking to buy 10 BTC, you might be waiting for the bottom and all that good stuff, right? So let's get it started, right? As I talked about it many times, right? So it is very important to pay attention to what? To 1.41. That's the first number, 1.41, 1.27, all right? So you take a look at BTC from a swing low to swing high. Whenever we bottom, you can see like we bottom right there at just about 6k to 5700 range. As you can see right there, that's the top, right? So you can see when you draw your Fibonacci retracement from swing low, not from swing high, but swing low, right, to swing high, right? You can see BTC respected what? Three numbers. Okay, where did we bottom at? We bottom at 1.27. Okay, 1.27, 1.41, and just about 1.618 before we basically pushed it upside up to like a where to just about like a 14k. So it is going to be very interesting again, right? So when we got the descending triangle from this area right there, okay, that's the last bearish candle before the top. Very important, also pay attention to that. You got another one right there. I already told you why these two red candles are very, very important. So you can see another swing high right there. So we're going to do another one, swing low to swing high, right? You can see what happened. What we did not close above 1.618. okay, we did not close above 1.618, and that's a lower degree. Okay, even on the weekly basis, we did not basically close on above 1.618, even though we breached basically through it and retested like a 3700. Very important. At the same time, you take a look at it on the macro, on the lower degree, just about this area of right there. You got one, you got top, you do your swing low to swing high. You can see we bottom right there. The first bottom was right there, 1.618. Okay, 1.618, right? I mean 1.27. The next bottom was what? Was 1.618 exactly before we get this reversal. So these three numbers, guys, it's not even about like Elliott wave or basically Elliott wave or any patterns. It is just about typically your fib retracement, swing low to swing high, and you're going to be paying attention to what? To your 1.6, 1.27, 1.41 and 1.618. So you're gonna be like, okay, Sen, you just telling me what, you know, something I already know. Okay, I can just go back and do it, but I want to know what's gonna happen like within the next 4 months to a 6 month, right, or even up to a year. So as you can see, we got a structure. Okay, we got a beautiful descending triangle. So if you bearish, you got a descending triangle. If you bullish, you might be looking for what? A falling wedge, right? So it all depends what type of structure we're gonna get. But as of now, since like we're getting a descending triangle on a macro scale, what are we gonna do? We're just gonna focus on the macro scale, right? So you know what I'm gonna about to do, right? We're gonna look for a swing low, right, which is like 3100, right? And then we're gonna look for another one up to like a, let's say 14k, and we got another swing, what, swing high all the way up to 20k. So but just to focus on the first correction, which is like the most recent correction from 3100 all the way up to 14k, we're gonna do what? We're gonna do a swing low to swing high and get something like we could be expecting within the next few months, right, few weeks or 1 year or something like that, right? So we got 3 numbers. So we're going to go back to our 3 numbers. The first number is going to be 1.27. It is going to be just about like a 2100, 2150. The second number going to be what? 1700. And if you guys remember, guys, I told you about 1750. Okay, it's just about 1704 to 1850. I'm going to talk about it in a few minutes, right? That's going to be about just about like what? Just about 1700. It is going to be our 1.41, and then the next number going to be our 1.618. So this area, you're gonna be like, Sam, this area is big, okay? So which area am I going to be paying attention to, at least for the short term? It is gonna lead us to our next topic, which is like the entire structure. Okay, the entire structure. So we're gonna take this this whole thing off, right? And then you're gonna take this off, and I'm gonna remove this, right? So we're not gonna need this one, but we're gonna need the entire swing low to swing high. All right, easy to follow, right? So swing low to swing high. You can see if you do a swing low to swing high from 150 all the way up to a 20k, what do you see? Okay, you see something, right? You got a nice confluence. You got your 50% pullback. It is going to be just about like 1700. I showed you about this number 1700 long time ago, guys, long time ago. So the macro scale, right, the macro scale is calling for a very, very important number. You guys know I've been saying 1800 BC basically since like you know, August, September. I've been saying these numbers, right? So now the structure is basically confirming what could we be expecting, at least for the short term. We also got another number right there, right? But it is, you know, on average, it is going to be the same. It is like just about 2100. We got 1700, and the next number down below it going to be just about like a 1300, and 0.618 pullback. Okay, it is going to be just about 950 to 960. So it is very important to pay attention to these numbers. I know it is unbelievable. Okay, we cannot believe like this is gonna drop down to $1,000, and most people don't even want to think about it. But most people are gonna start, okay, focusing on like a BC dropping to $1,000 once we hit what, $2,000. But I think it is gonna be too late, because as soon as we hit basically 2k, most people are gonna start talking about like a $200 BTC. So if people dare to talk about $1,000 BC when BC is at 5k, why don't you think like they're gonna talk about, you know, 200 BTC or 500 BTC when BC is at basically, you know, 2k? It's the same basically a percentage drop, right? Roughly, okay, it's the same percentage drop. So you're looking for 80% drop, 80% drop, stuff like that, right? So keep that in mind. So the next topic we're going to talk about, it is going to be about volume, right? And volume, we're going to talk about on the macro scale, and volume going to come from, right? Because we're not going to drop straight down to like a, you know, 1850 to 1700 range. Okay, we're not going to drop straight with a, you know, with a very big candle, right? So what I'm looking for, at least for the short term, in terms of volume, if you go back and pay clear attention on the you know, on the volume, you can see we're not getting any volume. Okay, volume cannot go to zero, and you can see as we're correcting, we've been correcting on the 3-month chart, right? As we're correcting, volume is decreasing, price is decreasing. But if you trade BTC like on the day-to-day, on the daily basis, you're not going to see this good stuff, right? You're just going to be enjoying your 10%, 5%, 6% up and down, right? But on the macro scale, volume is was telling us actually, I said it multiple times, we're going to get a very, very, very big breakout within the next few months, March or April, right? And we got it, luckily got it in just about like this month, right? March, right? So it is very important. So the volume is telling us we're going to get a big breakout. At the same time, we got a triangle, and I told you about this triangle a couple of weeks ago, right? And I said exactly this triangle, if we break this triangle, we're most likely going to be facing some big numbers, okay, to the downside. As you can see, BTC was roughly 10K when I was saying that we could be facing a big volume within this within the next few months. And BTC is basically giving us a very big breakout, right? So on the monthly time frame, you can see it also. You can see it on the monthly time frame. Basically on Bitstamp, the volume is not that incredible, but in terms of proportionality, it is big enough. Okay, we're not yet above the just about let's see the volume. That's a 50-month average. Let's take a look at the 21 month. The length 21. So we just above the 21 month, like a moving average. So, and we haven't like on Bitstamp, right? Bitstamp, I mean, I like Bitstamp volume even though it's low, but on Bitstamp we haven't seen the volume. Okay, the current monthly volume is not bigger than the breakout volume we got like back in July, but on Binance we're getting one. So it means like on Bitstamp, okay, we're still gonna have to receive some very big volume, okay, to match this volume. The volume on Bitstamp back in July 2019 was like 370,000. The current monthly volume right now, it is just about like a 264,000. So we got another 100,000 trading volume, right? Another 100,000 trading volume, and that's a lot for Bitstamp, right? As you can see, just like December 2019, the volume was just about 120. If like we're gonna receive another basically roughly 100,000 trading volume within the next few weeks, that's going to be a lot. It means like we're going to get a lot of volatility within the next few weeks, if not within the next few months, at least for the short term. But at least for the short term, I'm looking for BTC basically on the 3-month chart to break this basically you can see this the structure right there. I'm looking for BTC to break it at least for the short term with a very high volume, right? So let's keep that in mind at least for the short term, right? So now let's take a look at BTC on the weekly basis. On the weekly basis, we just have to take a look at it on Binance. Okay, so when you take a look at BTC on the weekly basis, you can see like the volume, how incredible the volume is. Okay, and I've been saying it. Okay, I said it back in July. If you go and check any of my video back in July, when I was saying like, in order to reverse, we're going to need a big volume bigger than the breakout volume from the top, and we just got that. But is it enough? Okay, yes, it is quite enough to get a pullback. It is quite enough even to reverse the pattern. But Binance, as I just showed you, Binance is not the only exchange we got. Okay, since like Bitstamp has the biggest history, right? The longest history, not the biggest volume. Binance has the biggest volume, but at the same time Bitstamp has the biggest history. So we just have to basically split it, maybe like 50-50 or so on, right? So on Binance, what I'm looking for, at least for the short term, I'm looking for Binance volume within the next few weeks to average just about like 400 to 600,000 trading volume. But right now you can see BTC trading volume is almost like 400,000 trading volume, and it is only like Wednesday. Not Wednesday unless you live in Australia, right? It is like a Tuesday, right? March 17, 2020, right? So we got like 5 or like 4 more days to go, and we're already averaging like on a daily basis, we're already averaging just about 150,000. So that's a lot. It means we're gonna get a lot of volume within the next few within the next few days. So if you're going to be averaging roughly like 100,000, let's say 100,000 volume a day, and we got like 13 days to go, 14 days to go, give or take, right? You can see we could get another like a 1 million trading volume. 1 million trading volume, it is a lot. Okay, it is a lot of trading volume on Binance, and it could send the price even lower, much lower than 3K if, okay, that all that volume is not buying pressure. If all that volume is not buying pressure. So it is something like I wanted you guys to pay attention, at least for the short term. The macro scale is still bearish, because I just don't want to like see, you know, I just don't want BC to pump back up above like a 6K or even 7K, and most people are going to be calling for the moon, and most you know, most moon boys going to get wrecked again, because they're not following the macro scale. All right, I'm not saying basically we cannot get like a 20-30% pump, stuff like that. Just over the last 24 hours we got like 30% pump, but are we bullish? No. Okay, are we bullish? No. If you paid clear attention, you can see like January, okay, we pumped January, but that was only 1 month. Okay, 1 month of bullishness. That's the only thing we got. And we've been looking for 100K, $1 million BTC, $200,000 BTC. It is just a plenty of nonsense, excuse me, but it is just plenty of basically you know, nonsense. Basically, that's the only thing I can call it for. And do not fall for it. Okay, that it's not financial advice, right? But my own opinion is like, whenever the market, okay, whenever the market, most analysts telling you like we're gonna hit 100K, guys, you gotta be absolutely careful. You gotta be absolutely careful. Whenever people say BC gonna hit like 100K, I'm not saying we won't, but when you start seeing like many YouTubers calling for 100K, BTC, 10,000 Ethereum, Chainlink, $200, Tezos, $1,000, all that nonsense, you gotta be careful. Even if they call XRP 589, you gotta see, you know, I like XRP, okay, I've been calling for XRP gonna go up, but not like 589. You see what I'm saying? So be careful. That's my best advice. And do not fall for that hype, and do not fall for we're never gonna see these numbers again and all that good stuff. You're gonna get wrecked. Okay, if I fall for it, I will get wrecked. If you fall for it, you will get wrecked. The macro scale is absolutely 80%, 85% bearish. Okay, 85% bearish. All right, and I said it since like August, not just now, but I just wanted to make another short video just to update what the macro scale is looking for. I don't care if, like, you know, BC hit like a 1700 or 1800. I really don't care about the exact number, but I just care about the downtrend. Okay, but just about the downtrend. That's the most important. Not like 1 month we're up like 30% and then we're going to the moon, all that nonsense, right? So keep that in mind, guys. So be safe out there. Make sure to join our public Telegram group. Also, the link in the description, right? All right, guys. Thanks a lot for watching.